Kelsey Maycock. I am a recently graduated teacher from the University of Victoria, and I am currently teaching on call in the Greater Victoria School District. I believe education is always growing and changing, and as educators, we also need to grow and change too. I hope to inspire teachers to use technology in their classrooms as a way to engage all learners in 21st century education. I also hope to use technology to gain knowledge, strategies, and tools that will help me to grow as an educator in the 21st century, and I am eager to share these new insights with my audience through a variety of different social media platforms. So, who is my audience? My audience is elementary school teachers. I believe there are many senior teachers who are aware of the changes in education, but are unaware of how they can incorporate 21st century learning successfully into their classrooms. These teachers will become my primary audience. My secondary audience will be teachers much like myself who are looking for new ideas, strategies, and inspiration in terms of teaching and technology in the elementary school classroom. What did I hope to achieve and why? I wanted to explain the term 21st century learning. I wanted to create social media awareness around 21st century education. I hoped to inspire my audience to recognize the importance of technology in education. I wanted to discover new strategies, tools, and ideas related to teaching and incorporating technology into the elementary school classroom. And I wanted to share my research and encourage my audience to share their research through different social media platforms. I also wanted to use social media to demonstrate how to incorporate technology into the elementary school classroom. I believe technology in education is not only beneficial but also necessary. In British Columbia, the new curriculum addresses 21st century education, and I believe there are many teachers who want to be inspired and want to learn more about how they can implement technology successfully into their classrooms. I think technology also provides teachers with the amazing opportunity to share their knowledge with each other. I hope to bring awareness to the professional development opportunities that technology and social media have to offer. So, what major platforms did I use and why? I used blogging through WordPress, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube. After checking out some of the top players in my niche, I was able to recognize that my audience is using Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and Instagram. I also recognized that my audience is drawn to articles, videos, links, and most importantly, tools, strategies, and resources. With this new information, I made sure to use these platforms and I included videos, articles, images, links, tools, strategies, and resources. I also noticed that these top players are all posting frequently in order to keep their audience engaged. I tried to post to a variety of platforms as often as I could. I also noticed that not many of the top players in my niche are using Instagram. In order to make myself stand out, I decided to use Instagram to build my brand and to gain more followers. Did I have a specific strategy or tactic that I used to engage with my niche audience? I wrote weekly blog posts in which I included my ideas, thoughts, reviews, tutorials, and resources with my audience. I also shared useful and informative content related to my niche from around the web. I posted a video to each one of my blog posts to engage readers and connect with my audience on a more personal level. I used Pinterest and Twitter for inspiration. I was able to learn more about how I can incorporate technology into the classroom, and then I shared my new insights on my Pinterest board and Twitter account. I used Instagram to promote myself and to build a larger audience, and I posted content that attracts teachers, such as inspirational quotes, images, art ideas, and other resources. What were the number of posts and followers on each platform I used when I began my social media strategy? When I began this strategy, I did not want to mix my personal social media accounts with my education accounts, so I created a brand new Instagram account, a brand new Twitter account, and a new blog. I also started a new Pinterest board devoted entirely to technology integration in the classroom. I had 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 views, and 0 likes on each of these platforms. What were my numbers of posts and followers on each platform I used when I finished the social media strategy? I had 11 posts on Instagram and 27 followers, 37 tweets and 40 followers. I had 4 blog posts, 20 views to my blog, and 1 follower. And I had 21 pins on Pinterest and 1 follower on my board. Here are some good example posts that I did that added value to my niche and my audience. Out of all of my tweets, this one was my most popular in terms of being liked and retweeted. I started with a tip to engage my audience, and then I asked a valuable question using the popular hashtag #EdChat. In this tweet, I used an image with a powerful quote to catch my audience's attention and add value to my audience. I finished with a question and again used some popular hashtags. One of my goals was to be able to explain the term 21st century education to my audience. I used Pinterest to share this awesome, informative video which perfectly explains what 21st century education really means. I also used Pinterest to share some of my resources. This post includes a link that directs my audience to a guided drawing video that I used to create these oil lamp drawings with a grade 4 or 5 class. This blog post was all about creating videos with your class. I provided my audience with a list of my favorite apps and ideas and tips regarding how to use video creation with your class. I also wrote a blog post about Pinterest as a teaching tool. I listed the many ways to use Pinterest as a teaching tool, and I included a video tutorial/review as well. I also included a link to my Pinterest page, and I always tried to incorporate images to break up the text. My main goal for Instagram was to gain followers and get my name out there. I thought that this quote was funny, relatable, and so true. This quote helped me to gain followers and to get some more likes. I also used Instagram to share resources such as these Christmas lights that I did with a grade 3-4 class this year. I included a link to my Pinterest board, and I encouraged my audience to check out my blog. How did I engage with my community through social media, and what are some examples? I asked questions and I used the hashtag #EdChat. I also commented on other people's posts and I liked other people's posts. How did I increase my engagement and attract followers on each platform, and what are some examples? I used cross-pollination to gain followers and to attract a wider audience. For example, I posted my YouTube videos on my blogs. I posted my blog on my Pinterest account, and I posted my Pinterest content on my Instagram account, and so on. I also used Instagram to post inspirational quotes, and I used the hashtag #MondayInspiration. I used other popular hashtags such as Teachers Follow Teachers, EdTech, Education, Technology, Tech for Teachers, and Teachers of Instagram. Did I meet the expectations of my social media strategy? When I first saw the numbers, I have to admit I was kind of disappointed. It's so easy to compare your results to the big players in your niche. However, once I stopped comparing and realized my growth in such a short time, I felt proud and accomplished. I met the expectations of my social media strategy, and I'm eager to continue to meet my objectives. I was able to discover new strategies, tools, and ideas related to teaching and incorporating technology into the elementary school classroom. I was also able to share my research and encourage my audience to share their research through different social media platforms. And I use social media to demonstrate how to incorporate technology into the elementary classroom. My audience is not huge, but it's continuing to grow, and I believe with dedication I can continue to create social media awareness around 21st century education and inspire my audience to recognize the importance of technology integration into the elementary level classroom. What was my experience and comfort with social media prior to EDCI 338? How has it changed? Prior to EDCI 338, I had quite a lot of experience using social media for personal purposes, and I was fairly confident with platforms such as Instagram and Pinterest in terms of personal use. That being said, I had absolutely no experience using social media as a professional tool, and platforms such as Twitter and WordPress were almost foreign to me. I have gained so many helpful tips and resources that have allowed me to gain confidence in social media, and I can now see how much social media has to offer from a professional standpoint. The social media strategy has helped me build confidence, and it has given me a voice. I am so excited to continue growing and connecting with professionals all over the world through the use of various social media platforms. What was the biggest thing I learned in the 4 weeks of doing a social media strategy? The biggest thing that I learned in the 4 weeks of doing a social media strategy is that it takes time and dedication to build an audience. It does not happen overnight, and it is not easy. In order to succeed, you need to post as often as possible on as many platforms as possible. However, you need to be careful not to spam your audience. Make sure your posts are meaningful, engaging, and valuable. I also learned that you cannot go in blind. You need to do your research, find out what the big players are doing, and do the same thing. What would I change about the next time I do a social media strategy? This has been a valuable experience for me, and throughout this process, I have been recognizing what has worked well for me and what I would change in the future. On that note, there are a few things I would definitely change in the future. To start with, I would post more frequently. I have noticed that some of the big players in my niche post almost hourly. I would dedicate more of my time to gaining a larger audience. I would also involve myself in the social media community more than I did throughout this strategy. I would put a larger emphasis on commenting and liking other posts, following others, retweeting, and starting up conversations. So, what advice would I give to someone starting a social media strategy? I would say don't be afraid to use platforms you are uncomfortable with, and don't be shy. Get involved in conversations. Find out what the top players in your niche are doing and do the same things. Explore platforms that are not being used. This will make you unique. Finally, be creative. Find ways to make yourself stand out.